If you've lost a loved one in Georgia and you're wondering how to make the most out of a wrongful death case, you're not alone. Because if you know who can file, what claims to pursue, and how to prove the full value of their life, you can protect your family's future and honor their legacy. But if you get it wrong, waiting too long, missing key details, or settling too early, you could lose the justice and financial security your loved one deserves forever. Now, who is it that can file a wrongful death claim in Georgia? Hi, my name is Peter Geraci, and I'm a personal injury lawyer. And in Georgia, not just anyone can file a wrongful death claim. The law sets a clear order. Your spouse comes first. If there's a surviving spouse, they file on behalf of themselves and any minor children. If there are no spouse or children, the parents of the deceased can file. If none of the above exist, the estate brings the claim through their personal representative. Now, here's a tip. Even if you're not sure who qualifies in this case, talk to an attorney early. If you delay, you risk missing your window to file. Now, it's important that you understand the two claims that you can file when a wrongful death occurs. Here's what most people don't know. In Georgia, there are actually two separate claims in a wrongful death case. The first claim is the wrongful death claim itself. This claim compensates for the full value of the life of the deceased, not what they earned, but what they lost. This includes income they would have earned, the retirement they would have built, time with their family, and most importantly, life experiences, joys, and milestones. Now, the second claim you can bring is the estate claim. This covers the financial losses tied to the death itself. This often includes funeral and burial expenses, medical bills, pain and suffering they endured before passing, and any property damage or financial impact to the estate. To ensure you get the full value out of the case, you need to pursue both claims together. Now let's talk about proving the full value of someone's life in Georgia. There's no exact formula for what someone's life is worth, but we can build the picture with a few things: their earnings history and career trajectory, age, health, and life expectancy, the roles that they played in their family, parent, spouse, provider, testimony about their character, their hobbies, their relationships. We work with economists and vocational experts to project what they would have earned, experienced, and contributed over a lifetime. And this is where the case becomes deeply human. The more clearly we show who they were and what they lost, the more value a case like this has. Now, what is it that increases the value of a wrongful death case? Several key factors can drive the value higher. The obvious first one is clear liability. If the other party's fault is obvious and undeniable, that can drive the value of your case significantly higher. If there's gross negligence or recklessness present in the case, think DUI, distracted driving, or repeated safety violations, that can significantly increase the value of the case. If the decedent was young when they passed, that equals more years lost and usually results in a higher lifetime value being assigned to the case. If the decedent left behind dependents, think minor children or a financially dependent spouse, that could increase the value. And then significant pain and suffering before death. If the decedent didn't die instantly, that suffering matters a lot. And here's a bonus factor. In some cases, we can also pursue punitive damages, which are meant to punish especially reckless behavior and deter it from happening again. Now, let's talk about what can hurt or limit the case. Even strong cases can lose value due to common mistakes. The biggest mistake that you can make is waiting too long to file. The statute of limitations in Georgia is generally 2 years, but that can vary depending on who's involved, especially if it's a government entity. Another mistake we see is lack of documentation. No income records, no clear dependents, no witness statements. Generally, when you have these things, that means you're going to have a weaker case. If family members disagree on who files, how money is distributed, or who the rightful beneficiaries are, it can really derail or delay everything in the case. And finally, settling too early. Insurance companies often offer fast money to avoid full accountability. They really take advantage of people in situations like this. Do not accept a settlement in a case like this without understanding the long-term loss. Now, here's how a lawyer maximizes the value in a wrongful death case. Now, what we have to remember here is this isn't just a legal case. It's the last chance to honor someone's life and protect their family's future. Now, here's what we do as attorneys to get the maximum result in a case like this. Now, first and foremost, what we do is make sure we preserve our evidence early. Dash cam, 911 calls, any black box data, surveillance footage, things like that. We ensure we secure expert reports on liability, economics, and vocational loss. The biggest part of this is making sure that we tell the story of who the person was and what was taken from their family. Another big one is us handling the family dynamics with care, sensitivity, and strategy to avoid any issues that may derail the case. And finally, we push back against lowball tactics and these delay games that the insurance companies play. You only get one shot at getting this right, and once it's done, you cannot come back later and try and reopen. Now let's recap. To get the most out of a wrongful death case in Georgia, you need to know who can file, make sure you pursue both claims, the wrongful death claim and the estate claim. Make sure you build the full picture of the decedent's life value. Identify what increases or decreases the value of a case, and make sure you get an attorney who treats this like the one-shot case this is. This isn't just about numbers, it's about justice, closure, and legacy. Now, before you go, don't stop here, because winning a wrongful death case is just part of the battle. But how long it takes to actually get justice and financial closure, that can be the difference between protecting your family's future and feeling trapped in endless delays. Most people underestimate how long these cases drag out, and insurance companies are counting on that. If you're not prepared, you could lose precious time, money, and leverage without even realizing it. So click on my next video and I'll break down how long it takes for a Georgia car accident settlement to be resolved. Thank you, and we'll see you over there.